Hey guys, welcome to our review of Ultraman Zett! Episode 1. As always, I'm your host, Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have...
Cinder Blaze.
And Makotoa.
My dudes, welcome back. Before we get started with this episode, I just wanted to remind you that we here at Go Mango stand in full support of the Black Lives Matter movement. So if you head on over to the links in the description down below, there will be links in there to where you can help, sign petitions, and go donate. But with that said, this is our review. You guys put in your reviews of the episode a few days ago. So then we're going to be talking about it at the end of the episode. But for now, our thoughts. And I thought it was an episode 1 of an Ultraman series.
Yeah.
It was nice. Like, it just did Ultraman episode 1.
Yeah. I feel like the big thing the main point of why I didn't like this episode, was there was like no character that really grabbed my attention as much as like an Orb and in Rube. I think they at least had some characters that were entertaining in their own way, and this one they're all kind of like bland, and they just kind of I don't know.
I want to mention that Alex seemed so self-important that he just had to take the mic in his hand and like dictate it like this.
I just kind of like have it resting on my stomach. Is it too loud or something?
It's not too loud. It's just very strange. But yeah, I sort of get it. Like, no one truly stood out, except for like the dude is kind of just lucky so far.
Yeah, that's the thing that I kind of don't like, is that he's lucky,
I mean,
but
I
not...
don't know. I don't feel like he was kind of lucky. He was just doing the same old stuff that every other Ultraman protagonist kind of goes through. So it didn't feel like...
here, hold on. We have watched maybe 3 or 4 episode 1s. We don't have like
Hey, there were recent ones. Size. They were recent ones at least.
I actually watched an episode 1 of an Ultraman from like super far back. It was just on some streaming site that I just happened to be on. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. So like I watched it, and I mean, some guy saves a kid. He was kind of a jerk at first, but then he came around it by the end of the episode. It was very dated. Yeah.
I'm glad we're reviewing that episode.
Yeah, but like it's also very common like shonen trope, you know? Like, oh, we thought he was dead, but it turns out he got this power up and he's alive. Yeah. So it's not even just an Ultraman, it's like in everything.
That's fair.
It's very shonen.
But I don't know, like, I'm willing to give it, because like this is laying the foundation. I've seen, more entertaining episode 1s, and sure, the fights were really good here. Like the scale of a lot of the battles. Alex, you have opinions on that. I like the fights a lot. And as usual, Ultraman really does the whole like scale model thing really well. I think scene that stood out to me was like toward the beginning where like the weird British robot came in and then swung the monster right into the building. I wasn't expecting to see something so visceral come out of this show.
I think that's probably... I was thinking the same thing. When it came to the fights, that was probably the most interesting part to me, because I don't know, like, and we also actually got a comment on collateral damage. Like, we don't always get that, you know?
Yeah, I feel like it's more so a thing in Ultraman.
Really?
That I've seen so far. Again, small sample size.
Yeah.
But I've seen it addressed more times than I've seen it addressed anywhere else.
And Sentai, basically.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
I mean, even
like
in Fighter, there's like massive... Well,
like once they go into their kaiju fight, essentially, they just don't care as much about, the scale of like the battlefield. As an Ultraman is probably one of the more primary focuses. Like they're always kind of like, oh no, watch out for that dude, can't step on that, can't run into this building, whoops. But yeah, the fights were pretty fun. I'll say that they were like a little bit more extended because I guess it's the first episode, so they can kind of like show off a little bit more. I didn't like the henshin except like one part where I I think the Ultraman was kind of giving him instructions on how to henshin, and they're kind of like basic stuff, but like just kind of see him like be a little playful with it was a little bit refreshing.
You're supposed to press the button now.
So far, I like that more than at least Rube's, because Rube's was like.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's hard to not beat Rubes with that.
Okay, I like Rube's first henshin because it was so funny. Yeah.
But like it was quick, and I think the motions on the I'm gonna start calling this thing a driver because that's just the the terminology I'm more familiar with, but like the transformation device, just the and like having it scan in. I really like the use of like card plus chips because it's like you get a variety.
Because it's like poker, right? Cards and chips.
I guess so. I'm not quite sure what the dude's motif is, and I did go back, and rewatch the part that I was wondering about because like with Rube, right? They transformed using like past Ultramen as their like base form, right? But like for this one, the dude just had a base form, and then when he merged with the other guy, and then he used the chips from past Ultraman, I think 1, 7, and some other thing, it turned him into something different.
Is that what they always do though? Is go off of the powers of the old Ultraman?
I don't know. Like I was told that it's more of a recent thing, because otherwise, how did regular first Ultraman work?
Yeah, sure, that makes sense.
And also, toys like recognizability. Like you're not just gonna buy. Oh, hey, this is fire token. This is water token.
Do they have like Gen 1ers in the Ultraman fandom where they're just like, nah, man, it's got to be Charizard.
Hey, nothing wrong with Charizard.
But yeah, I mean, like, I'll give it, a few more episodes to like find its footing. It still hasn't like told me what its main point is yet. Like,
yeah, we didn't get very far.
Fighting, what we're gonna do. Yeah, so we just got the main character to be the hero.
Yeah.
The old dude looked familiar. He reminded me of the old dude from Wizard. Someone please tell me in the comments down below if that's the guy, because he looks familiar, and also I don't feel like opening up the wiki, so there's that.
Yo, I also dug the Ultraman Zett's armor. I felt like that had a bit more texture to it than at least the ones that I've watched were like Rube and Orb. So that was pretty neat.
Also, I feel like
the opening was amazing.
Oh yeah, opening's great.
That was wonderful.
My friends were hyping it up the day it came out because it was like right before the streets, and they're like, "Oh my god, the opening is so good," and it lived up to the hype. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like the opening was like all right, just because I feel like I'll have to like listen to it a couple more times for the song portion, but like the visuals were kind of like
visuals were all over the place.
Yeah,
I guess I was referring mostly to the music part.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. These are generally like quick thoughts because I don't know what else we need to say about it.
Yeah,
it is episode 1.
There's not much to dive into.
Outside of like that ending thing where the dude, they were actually collecting the meat remains from the monsters, which was interesting. And then
got a parasite, and
yeah, that was yucky.
That was disturbing. I'm surprised that makes it to Japanese television, but I guess that's the kind of
I don't know. I have no idea.
Cultural standards, right?
I'm surprised they don't just like cook it and eat it, but whatever.
I mean, they were wearing radioactive like uniform. Well, uniforms weren't radioactive, like protective gear.
Yeah.
So,
probably wasn't.
I assume that's why you can't cook it.
I mean, if it's that big and shooting lasers and whatever all over the place, don't you think it's a bit too late?
All right. So, do you guys have anything else before we dive into the comments?
No,
I'm good.
All right, cool. Let's take a look. We got 4 comments. Wow. All right, let's see. First comment from Hero Gangster. Yay, Ultraman reaction again, this time with actual simulcasting. Yeah, we're back. Hopefully it lasts longer.
Oh yeah.
I swear to you, we're making this happen. I made a dope little watch along and review logo, and I thought that was really cool. So we better freaking keep up with it. Let's see. Oh yeah, there he is. It's Extra. Welcome back. Sorry.
What?
What's up, man? How's he gonna judge us today? Oh man, been a while since you guys did an Ultraman show. Nice. Oh, and I don't know how well you remember Orb, which you should totally still finish, but that guy who grabs Haruki's ass is played by the same guy who played Juggler. The Jugless dude! Which I think is pretty amusing. That is amusing. He really juggled his butt cheeks.
That's the quality content we came for.
That's right. And then from John Hendricks, who says, the ad makes it difficult, but there's nothing we can really do about it. I mean, you could buy YouTube Premium if it really bothers you. I love the episode, except I had a very tiny nitpick. Since Zero is my favorite Ultra, I was hoping he'd have at least the episode until he got swallowed up in the black hole. Hopefully, he will be present towards the climax of the show. Well, sir, I have good news for you. He shows up in the end card of this episode, so hopefully he'll be showing up in all of them. Yeah, guys, those are your comments. Thank you for leaving them. I recognize that we do have an Ultraman audience, so I am committed to making sure that this happens. Our watch-alongs and reviews happen for this, at least for this time. Hopefully. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. If you like this episode, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to hear more from us each week. Tell us in the comments down below what you thought about our thoughts about your thoughts about the show. And then also, don't forget, there are links in the description down below to how you can help the Black Lives Matter movement. And yeah, thanks for watching. Keep it juicy.
Yeah, see ya.
Later.
We aren't sponsored by B Ultra, by the way. We're not sponsored by the mobile game. Just to make that clear, make that very obvious.
I'm surprised you didn't whore out on that.
Michael didn't say anything about it.